pieces. Okay. So today we are going to be talking a lot about the rumors related to Eric Kirk, as well as the lack of an autopsy. Okay, and the bullet fragments, so on, so forth, etc. Now, for any of you guys who are not familiar with who Sean Ryan is, I think I'm pretty sure he has the second biggest podcast in the world. He's a former Navy SEAL and a retired Navy SEAL, and stud. Excellent interviewer, and he has some great guests on, and that would certainly be the case in this case. So he had this post here. He said, there's been a lot of rumors going around that there was no autopsy. Was there an autopsy? There was, and I could speak to that personally. Do a FOIA. They'll tell you there's an autopsy. Brian Harpool, Charlie Kirk's head of security. Okay, so we are going to specifically hear from the head of security right now in this video, and obviously I'm going to have a lot to say because I know a lot about this case, okay? So real quick though, this is the kind of lead-in, right? So Charlie Kirk's head of security, Brian Harpool, addresses conspiracy theories on Charlie's death, calls out people suggesting Erica Kirk was involved. Harpool explained what the doctor told him about why there was no exit wound from the bullet. The doctor told us the bullet came in and hit the vertebrae, so it came in and tore up everything in the wound cavity, hit the vertebrae, crushed it, shattered it, turned, crushed the second one, kept going down all the way, I think he said, to C6. Okay, so that actually lines up with what Alex Jones had said he heard from the team as well. He said, I know what pain looks and sounds like. The words that came out of Erica's mouth and how they came out when she walked in that room and saw him, you don't want to hear that. Okay, so now we are going to actually watch this, and I'll pause throughout.
We're talking about the tearing up of the crime scene, and everybody's wanting them to find the bullet. I mean, if the bullet hit any bone at all, there is no bullet. It's just fragmentation.
Great point.
And
that was discussed already.
And if there was no exit wound in the autopsy, though. There should be, if there was no exit wound, then there should be fragmentation of the bullet would have fragmented into.
Whoa, is that his new set? That's amazing. What a badass set that is, dude. Sorry, not to derail this, but that is really impressive.
Who knows how many pieces?
The doctor, and again, this is not a non-disclosure violation, but the doctor told us, came out.
I'm sorry. Real quick, very important what he just said right there. Very important what he just said right there. He said, this is not a non-disclosure violation, which means you have non-disclosures in place. I would assume probably with TPUSA, generally speaking, the United States government and intelligence, they don't give you non-disclosures. That's something that a company does. So if he has a non-disclosure, almost certainly that is with TPUSA and not with the federal government or any intelligence agency that would have given it to him.
Out there and told us. And then they also told chief of staff. So the bullet came in and hit the vertebra. So it came in and then tore up everything in the wound cavity, hit the vertebra, crushed it, shattered it, turned, crushed the second one. Kept going down all the way. I think they said C6.
Holy shit.
Yeah, it's like, why not put that info out?
Thank you. Okay. I haven't even watched this entire thing yet, and I already agree with him. I'm talking about, like, I haven't seen it. I actually have not even watched this interview yet. I like doing these, watching them for the first time, so you get my, like, genuine, like, while I'm watching thoughts. And my thought right now is, why haven't you subscribed to the channel and liked the video? I'm just kidding. Well, no, actually I'm not. But my real thought is, why would they not put that out? Him saying that, I'm like, we are aligned. I never, ever, for the record, believed his security was involved in it. I've never said anyone at TPUSA was involved in this at all. Like, you guys know my position on this, right? I've been looking in a very different place. Doesn't mean I'm right. My general default setting is, I don't know. Maybe. You know what I mean? I don't know. I know I don't know. I know they don't know. You know what I mean? The only people who know are the people who are involved in this thing, and maybe, I don't know, someone else who's lying about it. But you know what I mean? It's like, I never thought that TPUSA was involved. But I agree with him 1,000%. Why not put this information out? Why let everybody speculate on this stuff?
Why not put it out? And then
Why wouldn't they put that out?
And if it do me a favor, don't make me do it. It's not my job.
Well, you just did. But, I mean, the information should get out.
And so then it got to here, and you're exactly right. And then hit, I think, 6, and then fragged. And so, explanation 101. What are you hiding? Yeah. It's like I'm sitting back here when people are saying we bombed him, or there's when I'm like, hey, if somebody would, from an official capacity, would just release that, and I don't see how that could jeopardize a fair trial for a guy. And or somebody call the doctor. Somebody just call him. I've done a lot.
Well, let me speak on that real quick. So for those of you who don't know my background, my father, I don't know if I'm going to talk about this, but my dad is in a position where I know what you can do and what you can't do when it comes to medical stuff, right? Like this is he's a very, very had a serious job for in that over there. What you can disclose, what happens if you if a doctor fucks up, who they sue, etc. And there is no way that someone could just call the doctor and they're like, yeah, so what happened is the bullet hit and then it shot. They're like, they can't tell you anything like that. They cannot tell you anything like that. Okay, like that cannot happen. But let's continue.
A lot of death notifications where I had to tell kids that their parents were dead or their parents that their kids were dead. And I know what pain looks and sounds like. I wake up screaming sometimes, thinking of kids' faces. The words that came out of her mouth and how they came out when she walked in that room and saw him, you don't want to hear that. She's a victim. That's her husband. And now people without any proof are saying that she was a part of killing him. Come on, man. And then not having anything to substantiate it with. That's what makes me lose faith in people. And that we allow it. And that
Freedom of speech, man. It's ugly, but it is what it is. And I'm pretty sure everybody can verify that I never said a single thing indicating that Erica, as a matter of fact, I did many videos defending her. Said, I can't really, make heads or tails of her mannerisms or how she presents herself, but there's no world where I ever suspected her at all being involved in this. TPUSA handled her kind of weird, you know what I mean? They just threw her out there all right at once. I thought that was weird, but I never even moderately entertained that she was involved in this.
Platforms allow it. It's like it goes against everything that we are. And if we're going to allow that, what else are we going to allow? You hear that kind of pain come from somebody and see it. And I could only imagine the pain she's feeling now. I happen to hear that people say that she was
Well, she's not hearing that. She's been cut off from technology is what I've heard.
a part of it. Those are lies. And so then we have that organization. It's got this huge power vacuum going on now. And I'm sure it's affecting it. It's affected me. And so that's an organization with a lot of great people in it, doing good things, And so where do we draw the line to people making allegations of bad behavior? It's a huge question. I mean, could you imagine? Think of this for a second. You've lost friends. And could you imagine somebody reporting that one of your friends, his wife, was responsible for their death? What would you want to do to him?
Yeah.
And it's like, man, we're better than this. We should be better than this. And we're not. And people are bitching about the leaders we have. And I was like, hey, we get the leaders we deserve.
It's a good point.
And we don't deserve very much right now. On each side. On each side.
Get the leaders we deserve. Damn. That is a pretty profound statement from that gentleman right there. Here's all I'll say about this. From the jump, I was like, dude, listen. Charlie built TPUSA. It was his life, and that's his wife. Like, you better be pretty sure that you have solid evidence if you're going to throw things over the fence at them, dude. It's like, because to me, I don't care about a lot of things, but respecting the post-mortem wishes of a person who I respected or loved or liked or whatever is pretty high up on my list of priorities. And like, I didn't know Charlie, but I had a lot of respect for him, dude. And I thought he was a very impressive gentleman. And yeah, I mean, it is what it is. It took me a long while to even admit publicly that I'm like, man, I can't watch Erica. You know, I can't watch her, dude. I can't watch her. I can't watch her. I can't. It's very, very challenging for me. I am like allergic to, you know, hello, how are you? I just can't do it. It's nothing against her personally. It's just not my style, but I certainly never felt comfortable throwing accusations at her. All right, so we're going to move over here. And in this section, we are going to be looking at the shooter timeline and medical emergency. Okay, and I think this is important for us to understand. Okay, so this is shooter timeline, medical emergency, and this is basically going to be where they talk about their reaction to it. It's so on and so forth, etc.
The shooter went unnoticed at 11:50 a.m. in the grassy area, 12:02 p.m. near the Loose Center, and then at 12:23 p.m. when the shot was fired, approximately 142 yards away. What was your immediate response?
I'll address the shooter in the timeline first. It's like, you know what I want to know? I want to know when he got on the roof. Mm-hmm. Because we're shooters. It's easy because we have a range, and our guys do it as a sense of pride. Even though we know we work on all this other stuff more, the shooting we work on because it's a sense of pride. And then, so you look at things like that. In that shooting position, 3 meters to the right and 10 meters to the left, there was no shot. And so I want to know when that guy got on the roof.
Let's put the visual of what that looks like on the screen right now.
We took that shot before.
Really?
We always do. We sit down in the space and we take the shot and send it back to Charlie so that he can see what he's going to see. Yeah, and that's a routine thing that we do.
It's a good idea.
Yeah, it's mental preparation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, except minus the ability to actually secure those shooting positions that someone could get into and fire a shot. And I apologize because I have actually watched some of this now. And they are legally not allowed to secure those roofs. Like, they're not the Secret Service. Okay, like in between cuts, you know, like, I know you guys think I probably just sit here and I'm like, here's my whole day. Like, sometimes I watch footage in between takes, and I know now that they are literally legally not allowed upon those roofs. They're not allowed to secure those. It's just not their job. The local police are supposed to do that. And listen, dude, when you're on a college campus, okay, if any of you guys went to college, you remember there's campus police. These are not your most highly trained, like, elite unit guys. They're They're campus police. I mean, I'm not talking shit about campus police. That's fine for that rig. I'm just saying, like, you know, Secret Service, aside from the Butler Secret Service, generally speaking, like, you know, unless they've taken you off a desk like his detail there, they're, you know, they're not prepared for a thing like this, I would say. And they certainly have had plenty of speakers that, I mean, like, they probably had 1 million speakers there. They never had an issue like this. So security can be lulled to sleep by a certain number of times that this has gone fine. You know what I mean?
A visual of what you guys
Correct.
were able to see.
Yep. And so here's my question, and hopefully it'll come out in timeline. All right. We've all seen the pictures of the guy when he came on through the staircase. Mm-hmm. It's like, okay, there's a difference between a guy walking up and getting on a roof and a guy walking up and getting on a roof. And did he run over to a known position? What you're doing there?
And again, I will continue to ask this question every time that we talk about this topic, okay? How did the rifle get up there? Because those pictures very clearly to me indicate that this was not how they got up there. If that person who's in those pictures is the shooter, okay, he doesn't appear to have a barrel down his pants. Now, I know you have the clip of them, you know, the guy limping or whatever, maybe, but it doesn't seem like that's the way. Now, what would make sense if I was going to do this, okay, if I was going to do this, I would have, first of all, I would have had a drop gun, okay? I wouldn't have been using a rifle that someone in my family owns. Okay, if you're going to commit a crime like this, you don't want anything that can connect you to the crime. And in Utah, you are allowed to buy and sell firearms with nothing. I lived in Utah for a year. Okay, and so I had a drop gun. Okay, now, I mean, I wasn't planning on using it for a crime, but like I went on, like, you know, Utah Gunbroker or whatever it was. You know, it's almost 10 years ago now, but I went on there. I'm like, okay, I'm looking for, it was a Springfield XD 40 caliber subcompact. Okay, I bought that gun, and I bought it from a dude that I met at like the grocery store parking lot, and I paid cash. I don't know what the hell his name was. Okay, my Glock 43, same story. You know, I actually hadn't even thought about that. I completely didn't even realize that. Now that I just thought about it, I'm like, wait a minute, because I thought, oh, I have a drop gun. Then I'm like, oh no, it's gone because it got stolen when the people stole my car, because I had it in my center console. But my Glock 43, I have a 43X that I carry, but I have a 43 also, and I just realized that is the same thing. Either way, though, buy a rifle. Okay, don't you buy a rifle? Have someone else buy a rifle, right? Have someone else that you know come into town, buy the rifle for you, cash, give it to you. Don't tell them what the hell you're gonna do with it, and then you put it on the roof. Okay, a day or two, a day or two before, hide it somewhere good, and then you just go up there. If someone catches you going up there, you're kind of like, oh, sorry about that. I thought this was a place I could watch this show from. If not, you get up there, you fire the shot, you leave it there, and you run away. And they have no way of connecting that to you at all. Okay? They're going to go backwards through the ownership tree. And if the person who owned it happens to be the person who bought it from the store, then they'll get to that person, and they'll be like, oh yeah, I sold that gun 6 months ago. Oh, who'd you sell it to? I don't know, some kid that I met at a grocery store.